Hello everyone, welcome to my first ever voiceover video on this channel. Today we'll be texturing fishes like this and this to look like something like this. So just to be clear, this isn't supposed to be an in-depth tutorial, but just a video documenting my chaotic process of creating hand-painted texture for an orca model. But feel free to use it as a tutorial if you like. Anyways, I start out by using the quick selection tool, and then I color each part of the orca as a base. Now, I know orcas naturally have a smooth and shiny surface, but I decided to use texture brushes for this anyways. Only because I wanted to stay consistent with the art style of the other fishes. I'll link the brushes I've used in this video down below. I don't gatekeep. Not only that, but it also helps support the creators that made these brushes. After that, I just roughly plan out the counter shade pattern around the eye and the underbelly. It's really important to keep referring to your reference and 3D model when doing this part. It was a tedious process. In fact, it drove me insane, saying stuff like this. Now for the belly.
Eat my belly. Eat my belly. Yay! Wash my belly. Wash my belly.
Yeah, and then after that, disaster struck. Oh my god, I didn't record. I was recording the wrong window. I was recording the wrong fucking window. Yeah, my dumbass just forgot to record the whole process of me, like, painting perfectly the belly. But oh well. Moving on. I'm pretty much new to recording stuff. So, I didn't know how to record the Blender window at the same time. Eventually, like, I do figure that out. I continue the process by rendering the eye next. Since the eye isn't modeled on the orca, it was important for me to establish depth by adding highlights and shadows in areas of importance. After referring to my reference image, I realized that the counter shade near the eye was in the wrong place. Luckily, this was an easy fix, so I just readjusted it until it looked right. Here I begin to add the reflective highlights to the body. At first I did paint them to be quite strong, and I did have to go back and lower its opacity. Even though I really liked the strong highlights, it was just unnecessary, but not completely. The subtle highlight serves its purpose of giving the illusion of form in certain areas like the fins and the stomach. Happy with how the highlights looked, I moved on to rendering the tail fin. During this part, I had to refer to another fish texture I did before, only because I forgot how I managed to render the tail fin before. As you can see from the footage, the last few brain cells leave me, then return. Gradually gaining consciousness again, I managed to figure out how the UVs work. Yeah, we got there in the end. Eventually. At this point, I was starting to lose my sanity and decided it was time for a tea break.
But you playing on your phone.
No, I'm not playing on my phone. I'm taking care of business. I'm not studying what you're talking about.
I know you ain't stuck.
Okay, then don't attack me.
Yeah, so that tea break lasted until the next afternoon. But that doesn't matter. The point is, I was ready to add the final touches to the texture by rendering the mouth next. Painting the tongue is pretty straightforward. I mean, it's a tongue. There isn't really much to add here. But the roof of the mouth, however, is something else. Orcas have black freckle patches on the roof of their mouths. There's no purpose behind this, but just another form of pigmentation that's just commonly seen in mammals. Oh yeah, orcas aren't fish. They're mammals. So let's just ignore the fact that I called this orca a fish at the start of this video. Finally, after rendering the mouth, I complete the orca texture by making sure it looks the way I want it. Once I made some edits, it was finally finished. If you made it this far into this video, I just wanted to say thank you for watching. I do plan to make more content for this channel. I have a lot of ideas and content I want to experiment with, so if you're interested, please feel free to subscribe. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!